Okay, so we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Glowjoy's Construction, another weekend episode for Women's History Month and Women's Construction Week. Saskia, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm very good. So sun is shining here, so can't be better. So how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and it's about midday where you are. Why don't you tell our viewers who are normally in, the Western Hemisphere and about the same timeline as everybody else where you're located?
Yeah. Yes, I'm located in Belgium, so in the East Flanders. So yeah, now it's already here 2:30. So in the
2:30.
afternoon, yes, just got back from working.
Yes, I actually saw that online. So it takes a couple of minutes for the systems to, notify people that we're online. So
Yeah.
while we wait for people to come online, and you can actually ignore all that's going on, let's just have a little chat. And why don't you introduce folks to yourself? Obviously, a lot of people on my network here on LinkedIn have no idea who you are, and you are a very popular persona on other platforms.
Yeah, LinkedIn is not the platform that I'm actually on. I have it quite a long time, but I'm not. Yeah, it's like that. So I, I don't exist there. Yes, I'm a carpenter. I'm an independent carpenter. This year for 20 years. It all started actually from when I was younger.
Mhm,
So I got the best learning school from my father. Never
mhm.
attend doing it because yeah, I'm speaking about 20 years ago. So then it was really not common for women to go in trades. So
Right.
yeah, because my father always pushed me kind of a little bit, but he
Mhm,
saw it that I had it in me, but
mhm.
I didn't want to realize it. So I was kind of like yeah, a Barbie doll when I was younger. I was never wore pants, not no, not a single day. So, but then I then I yeah learned the trades and learned to respect it and yeah just yeah learned that I had some skills.
Mhm.
So and yeah I just learned to appreciate it very much and that's how I became a carpenter. So I guess it's in my veins.
That's amazing. So, as a carpenter, today I noticed that you were working on some floors, which
Yeah.
look absolutely beautiful. And so, you typically are not going to be on a platform like LinkedIn, and vice versa. Folks that are on LinkedIn or, maybe on a YouTube platform or other platforms are not going to be looking on an Instagram or a TikTok. But we're in an age of social media, and this is another avenue where people can find you. And when I found you on Instagram and I saw all of the amazing things that you were doing, and also all of the influence that you have for young ladies and just people that are interested in the construction industry, who admire your work, and just the attention to detail that you have with everything that you do, I knew I had to bring you on here to introduce you to a different audience, and also, to talk a little bit about the trades for Women's History Month, and talk about your story, how you got into it, which you talked a little bit about your dad, and we'll dive a little bit deeper. But I think it's really, really important outside of your traditional social media platforms for others to also see people like you. So I just want to thank you for your time today.
Yeah,
And I
thank
want to
you.
thank, yeah, I want to thank you for being here and just for being such a huge advocate for the trades. So let's dive a little bit into this. Your father got you into carpentry,
Yeah,
and you have been a carpenter now for roughly how many years? Like
20.
20. Yeah.
20
So
years, yes.
yeah, 20 years, even though she looks like she is only 20 years herself. So if
Yeah.
somebody's listening to this replay on a Spotify or Apple podcast, because we do post them on there as well, then yeah, she looks 20, guys. So
You can double it, plus one. Double it, plus one.
the trades will keep you young,
It
basically.
is.
It
If
is
you
because
want to keep, if you want to keep looking young, just go in trades. You know, that's
yeah.
yeah. it doesn't give you stress, it just gives you credit. That's it. So
Yeah, the stress is the project management jobs, guys,
yeah.
or like safety or whatever. Yeah, those are the stressful jobs. So, did you always want to be a carpenter or did you try
No.
to do something else before that?
No, I never wanted to be a carpenter. So no, not at all. I did accountancy. So I
Mhm.
studied accountancy. I didn't go in, yeah, didn't go working as an accountant, but I did accountancy, and then I started studying marketing after I got
Okay.
my degree. But yeah, my father said, "Yeah, I really want you to come into the firm," and yeah, I was like, I don't want to sit with those men every day, like I
Mhm.
don't want to do, yeah, that job every day, because then I didn't realize how, yeah, not to brag, but how good I was and how I
Mhm.
liked doing it. So while I was studying, we opened a hardware store, my father and I, which
Okay.
was normally the thing that I was going to do. But then, yeah, he gave me a project. During that, he gave me also a project from a big kitchen and a mudroom that must have been made, and he said, yeah, you just go with the clients, you make the price, you make the drawings, you do everything. And that was still drawing by hand in 2D, because yeah, 20
Mhm.
years ago, those computers weren't, not everybody had one. Tablets,
Right.
no, wasn't known then. So,
Yeah.
and that took quite a lot of time for drawing everything, making the price. Everything had to be oak wood doors with a panel
Mhm.
in, and yeah, it was a lot of work. And of course, we made everything self, even the doors, the panels, and
Mhm.
everything. And when it was done, yeah, the how must I say, those clients were so happy with it, and they give me so much respect that I just knew that's what I want to do. So I'm the youngest of six, and I was kind of the only one that he really let do a project all alone. So he
Um,
really knew that I
he
had it in
trusted
me.
you. He
Yes,
trusted you.
yeah,
Yeah.
so he knew I had it in me, and that's why, yeah. Then I saw it. From then on, I saw it, and then I said, look, if I'm waking up tomorrow and I put on my work pants and not my fancy clothes to go to school, I quit school. And he said, you're never going to quit school. And I said, we will see tomorrow. So I got up, took on my work pants, and I never took it off again. So
That's amazing. That's
yeah,
amazing.
that's how it started. Yes.
And my family owns a small business, is a seasonal business in the supply side of construction. And I have worked in the summer or, gone on one or two jobs with family members. And I know that working with family is tough.
Yes.
So, that is something that a lot of people don't get to experience and they don't talk about. And some, folks are in multi-generational businesses where, from the day I guess they're born, they have like a position in that business. And, that's like their whole focus. For you, you started a business with your father. Eventually, it sounds like you went off on your own
Yeah.
because now you are doing your own thing. However, what did you glean from that experience? What did you learn from that experience? And for other people who are working with family, what would be your number one tip?
Number one tip, when they just get on you, it's not personal. It's just, yeah, it's not personal. It's not. I also have it when my son comes along with me, and he has some
Mhm.
friends who always likes to come along on a vacation with me, and then um, I'm tougher to
Yeah.
him. I'm stricter. I want him to do it better. I want him to do more. I just see myself like my father was with me at the job site
Mhm.
from since I was younger. It's because when you see somebody that's nearly to your heart, and you see them that they can achieve something with it, you want to push them. So,
Yep.
and it's not always funny, there are hard words and hard lessons and longer hours than everyone else has to make, but it's because, yeah, that's how you
It
learn it. So
Yeah, and
it's,
it's your business, so
yeah,
longer hours, it's for you, it's not
yeah,
for anybody else.
no, it is. even
Yeah.
though it's still a family business. And I know it's not, but the part is you have to be able to put private and business separately. Even when you
Mhm.
live together, you have to be able to separate it.
Yep.
So, and when that is going, yeah, then it's okay. So yeah, but
I
yeah,
wonder if we ask your son the same question, what he would say.
I would say, I don't like it that way. I just go with my mom because I want to earn some money.
Well, I think, even if that is the attitude right now, and this is for parents who have kids who are of age to help, it's really, really important. And I say this as somebody who was exposed to the construction industry at a young age from my family, right? I used to go to estimates with my grandmother with my dress, right? And cute bows in my hair. I was very similar to you. I was very girly. I danced ballet, I danced jazz. I always had something sparkly and blah, blah, blah. I never wanted to get dirty. I mean, I hated going to work with my parents or the van, like the work van. It was like, ew, I don't want to sit there. Or I don't want to go grab this tool or touch anything. Like, it was not my thing. Although I was very curious, I always watched, was always paying attention. And I come from a culture too, girls go in the office and or get, nice, clean, delicate jobs. Was not very encouraged to go work in an operational field or any type of engineering or things of that nature. So I completely understand that part. But for the kids, every single one of us that had to work, summer jobs or part-time, or because, our grandparents were our babysitter and we didn't even know it. So that's why we
Yeah,
had to go to work with them, or my dad who would need help on an installation or whatever. Most of us are entrepreneurs,
yeah,
and most of us see the value, even though for them it was a part-time seasonal business. And for my dad, who still owns the business, it's over 30 years now, it's also like it's a labor of love and passion, and you do your own thing. My cousins, both of my cousins have made businesses of their own, and one of them is like a real estate investor and also created like a multi-million dollar eBay store back in the like early 2000s, So I think that the exposure that you get at a
yeah,
very young age is really, really important, which is a good segue to my next question, which is, how do we get more women into the construction industry? How do you see approaching this dilemma? Because I think if more women saw it as an option, they would know that it's so much fun, that you get to play every day.
yeah.
Yeah.
I even say it. I'll go and play with my little wood things. I say it. I go playing. I'm not working. I play. So
Yeah. It's playtime, right?
it
It's
is.
creative playtime.
Yeah, I think it's still in the parenting. It has to start with parenting. Not
Mhm.
even with girls, it's also with boys these days. They all
Right.
want them to be doctors and lawyers, and especially
Mhm.
for girls. They don't want to
Mhm.
be that girls look dirty and make their hands dirty. I think it all has to start there.
Yeah.
It's what you teach your children, what they learn at school, what they learn at social media, what they learn. And that's why, you with that topic of the dress code,
Mhm.
you reposted a story again. I answered it. I'm not going to say what I answered, but it
Oh,
is.
God, I received so many answers like
Yes.
that,
So
though.
I answered it, and I mean it what I said. It's not okay to, yeah, they just give the girls a wrong dimension of what the world is.
Right.
It's not,
Right.
and it's all like set everybody free and let everybody do what they want. But then when you speak to girls like go in construction, then it's, ooh, no, that's not done because that's for boys. No, it's not for boys, it's for
No.
all the people who want. There are so many things that are invented just by women that we don't even realize. So
Correct.
It is. And yeah, I think that's why my Instagram, that I just, yeah, want them to show that you can be a woman in Instagram and you don't have to look like half a man,
Mhm.
because that's typical that people think that you're like half a man, that they think you're, yeah, that's
Very
now,
butch and manly.
yes,
Yes.
manly, short hair, and yeah, probably lesbian. But it's not.
Yeah.
I don't mind
No.
if people are, but it's not. I'm not lesbian, so but
Yeah,
it
and
is.
there are many, lesbians in the construction industry. There are many people of all cultures
It
really in the
is. It
construction
doesn't
industry, and
matter.
it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. That's the
but the
point.
stigma is
The
wrong.
stigma is wrong. Yes. And the stigma that a woman has to also wear so that folks understand what we're talking about on different platforms. And we touched on this when we spoke with Construction Yeti, another famous influencer on social media, both LinkedIn and Instagram and other platforms. There's different audiences for each social media
Yes.
platform. And, the TikToks and the Instagrams of the world tend to promote sexuality and nakedness. And, unfortunately, it's not just for fitness brands. It's not just for, brands that are selling beauty products or, clothing like Sheen or what have you. It's also translated into the construction industry and even other blue collar industries where what used to be a sexy Halloween costume for one day a year, where women would dress up for fun and throw their own flavor into a costume as a tradeswoman. Actual tradeswomen are dressing in this costume
Yes.
getup to go to work every day. And, it's number one, doing a disservice to women like you who have been in the trades for 20 years, are actual carpenters using actual
Yeah.
tools, and do you like to dress sexy as a woman? Yes, I'm sure you do, but
Sure.
not to work.
No.
You know?
No, I am. I am. I like to be feminine. And
Of course.
you can be feminine in your working outfit also, but you don't have to show off everything. That's not necessary, because showing off your body is not showing off your work. If
Exactly.
I know, if
That
I
part.
would put on a tank top, and where, yeah, I have not much to reveal, but where things are revealing, and going in my leggings, my followers will increase immediately. But
Of
I don't
course.
want those people to follow me, because
Right.
if those people only want to follow me because I'm standing there like that, they're
Mhm.
not they're not even worthy following me.
Right.
That's how I see it, because I want to be respected of the work that I do, not
Mhm.
because of my body. And yeah, like I told before, that's why I keep the the modeling page and the normal, my work page, my page. I say already the big my page and the side page.
Right.
That's why I keep it separated, because, and you can see it, I'm a lot more busy with my trades page instead of
Mhm.
the modeling page, because I am the carpenter, and all
Right.
the rest is another part of me. But the real me is a carpenter in me, is the tradeswoman, and I'm I'm proud of it, and that's what other women should be proud of it. You don't see an officer running in those Halloween costumes.
Thank you.
Can you
Or
see it? Can you
a
just
fire
see it? A
or a
firefighter,
firefighter.
yes. Just come on. Why do tradeswomen do it? But you know what I think that the problem is at social media. You see a lot of those women, like, they hang up something, but they just pretending to. And when you take a closer look, then you can see that the hands that are really doing the work, when they zoom in, it are mainly hands. So they're not doing it. They're just showing off themselves to get higher views, to get more followers, to get promoted by companies.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't work for
It's
me. So
Yeah, and I have learned through visualizing actual change within the influencer community, even though people don't like what I have to say, um, that when I do say it or am a loud voice for this change, the change starts to happen, even
Yeah.
though it happens quietly. So we have to be, as older women, I guess,
Yeah.
the role the role models for these young ladies, and some of them are much
Yeah.
older women who are actually promoting an OnlyFans page or just getting hired as a model for tools, which, tools, beer companies, and other products. This is a message to you as well. Stop hiring these people as
Yeah.
influencers. You're also doing a disservice to us, and you know exactly who you are. I'm not going to call you out on a social media platform and put you on blast like I do in the comment section when I see one of these ladies promoting these tools and or being reposted in your pages as a thirst trap for tools. But like, let's call it a thirst trap, and let's not call it a tradeswoman doing
Yeah.
work. Let's just call it a thirst trap, and that's it. We've had Hooters for years. Again, Coca-Cola and the beverage companies have been using women and objectifying women to increase sales for ever and ever and ever. Okay. And, the tool companies and the construction companies, trucking companies have also had, characters or caricatures of sexy women. Call it what it is, but let's
Yeah.
not
It is.
pretend, yeah, let's not pretend, okay, that these sexy women in cutoff shorts or crop tops are really there to do trade work. And some of them are actual tradeswomen. But the other thing is that they're there as models. They're models and they're influencers
Yeah.
to sell the tools, to sell the products, to sell the supplies. And you as a company, what you decide your marketing strategy is great, but let's not put all women in the trades. And that's why I wanted to bring you on here, because we did a live on your Instagram about this.
Yeah.
And I also believe that we just need to be louder about this message and amplify it everywhere. So I'm glad that you actually brought it up. I wasn't going to bring it up in this. I
Yeah.
was going to subtly bring it up.
So
But,
yes, no, I just know it is. It is a topic, and it is even seen more now. For me, it's not normal that even though women can just show off their body on what, fans only on
only, yeah, yeah,
OnlyFans. I don't know.
whatever.
I'm always wrong. So that on those pages, and they even make more money than we do. So it's not normal. You put young girls onto it, you put young girls. It's like, yeah, that's for me, it's the same, like, yeah, pushing young girls to the street. It's the
Yeah,
same.
and we have some comments here from our viewers. We're about 20 minutes into our live chat, and we've had some folks tuning in and making some comments. So I just want to say good morning and shout out to Lance, who made a great comment, and says, "I don't mix tools and thirst traps." Face red smiling live. you know which is true. Like, it's a safety thing for me. It's really about safety. It's no different. I have some young men who try to show up in their fashion, with their pants too tight or
Yeah.
hanging low with no belts, and for them, it's also a safety thing. If they want to wear cut off shirts or whatever outside, it's hot, it's the summer, but with the chips flying all over the place when you're cutting
Yeah.
tools, or it's the same thing with no safety glasses or any
I'm
other
guilty on
safety
that.
equipment. She said I'm guilty on that. But
Yeah.
but you understand what I mean, right? Like, I see
Yeah.
most of your posts when you're using your, like, miter saw or any of the larger tools and equipment. I see that you typically have long sleeve shirts,
Yes.
right? Because you have to. And you're wearing your regular workwear work pants because, God forbid, a blade or something, like, jump, you at least, have some layer of protection versus leggings or nothing because you're wearing booty shorts so that your leg gets chopped off, or
It
whatever.
is. It is. So yeah, it is, and it's not good always because
Uh-oh, we
as
lost your audio.
oh, did you? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you
Oh,
now. Okay.
yeah. So it's the same, like, yeah, when yeah, I have to go down on my knees quite a lot of time during the day, so I always have knee pads in my
Yep.
trousers. But that's also a problem. Like a lot of brands, they are having already a little bit more of women trousers, but
Mhm.
yeah, the one with the knee pads are very rare. You find it very rare, and that's why I always, yeah, wear block leather, because I'm fond of it. So, and they're sitting good. They have the knee pads, so they are on the right position. The knee pads. It's not that they are too low or too high.
Or they
So
slide off,
yes,
or they get
no,
hot and
yes.
sweaty,
No,
or
not
yeah,
yeah.
exactly,
So that you
exactly.
don't get a rash on your knees when you're sitting on your knees and it's hot outside. No. So, but that's also the important thing. You have to protect your knees. I know when I was younger, I didn't put knee pads in it. I thought I don't need it, but yeah, I'm getting
They're
old.
not
I
cool,
need
they're
it.
not cool, they're not cool, but they
Yeah,
are needed even
this,
at a young age
yeah,
so
but
that they don't hurt later.
yes. So, but yeah, I must say, a lot of my friends say like, yeah, I kind of like your work outfit. It is nice. It's not the ugly things like, yeah,
Mhm.
years ago. It's yeah. So why not wearing it at the job site? It's a uniform. If you
Yeah, it's
love
a
the
uniform.
trades so much, then you have to be proud of your uniform.
Exactly, it's a uniform. It's no different
Yeah.
than the armed forces or the military. You
Or
mentioned
even
yes,
stewards wear a
yeah.
uniform.
Exactly, and there are opportunities. I see a lot of tradeswomen who put their own twist out there with, pink boots or, special hair coverings that are, designer for the welder girls. Like some of the girls that weld have incredibly creative masks and, they still wear their whole shield and
Yeah.
they're very, very cool. And you have your awesome pants, which we will most definitely, when we update these links, we'll put like a link to them in the bottom, and if you want to give us a discount code, we'll also add the discount code for folks, because I while I'm not here to promote or sell product, if I can help young women or women in general find good brands and get a discount at the same time, then why not?
Why not?
Yeah, we need all the discounts we can get. And to the workwear brands out there for women, this is a shout out to you. Why are you so expensive?
Yes.
Like, it's unnecessary to be so expensive, and I understand that it's a production thing, right? And it's an inventory thing. For men, they can mass produce, so it's a lot less expensive to make this workwear. For women, they're not there yet. They're not mass producing, or maybe they haven't
No.
found the right people or suppliers or whatever. So we're here on LinkedIn. It's a platform full of business people, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching live. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. And I am encouraging the people who are going to watch this replay or receive this as a shared message from somebody that is interested. If you know a workwear brand or you're interested in doing workwear for women, I think the number one complaint from women is the cost. The cost of
Yeah.
women's workwear is 2 to 3 times more than men's workwear, quality workwear. And there's no reason for that, absolutely not.
No, it's not. But I don't think, yeah. I don't know if that is the problem. The cost, it's just, yeah. I think I blame it on the stigma, you know. I
Mhm.
seen it before. Like when I go with my when I walk on the streets with my work clothes on, people look at you.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. They
They
look
do.
at
They
you.
look at you.
They
Yeah.
do.
When I go to the store after I went from work, people look at me like, from where's she coming from?
Mhm.
What hole did she come out, you know?
In New York,
So,
sometimes they think we're homeless because,
oh,
we're like
that's
so we're so we're so dirty and full of whatever, and then, American Express comes out of a wallet and they're like, "Oh." It's judgmental
yes.
typically. So, I think that that is why a lot of tradespeople are not on a platform like LinkedIn. most people on LinkedIn are working in an office.
Yeah.
If they do work in construction, they are the people in construction who are the architects, the engineers, or, the suppliers, the salespeople. It's not typically the tradespeople. And it's probably because of the same stigma and the same feeling that you receive like you don't belong on a platform with the people that run that side of the construction industry, which is another part of the construction industry that we need to fix.
Yes, yeah.
you
I
know?
know. I know. And yeah, I think also that is a little bit underrated, that part. I do everything by myself. So I see what it takes to do. I know what it takes to do. And there are things that people just don't see, that they
Mhm.
don't know what's all behind this. So yeah, I think if everybody just works a little bit closer and just it has to be said. We are just one. We have to be one community. That's
One
it.
team. We are
Yes,
one
one team.
team.
The
One
one
team.
can't be with the other. So yeah, if you don't have an architect, you can't build a house. It's
Exactly.
if you don't have tradespeople, you may have thousands of architects. Yeah, it will just be staying by drawings. So we all need each other. So yeah, it's like yeah,
It's a community thing. And so, my goal with the Everything Construction Corner podcast and this series where I'm bringing women like you to join us and highlight what it's like to just be a carpenter and
yeah.
freelance and run your own business and do all of the stuff. And, you could, if you felt like it, take a Tuesday off without asking for permission from anybody. Or you can take weeks on end off if you feel like it. Maybe you finish a big kitchen job and you don't want to work with your tools. You can do that without having to ask anybody for permission but yourself,
Yeah.
really. And so
Yeah.
I want people to know that there's just so much more to this world of construction, than the 5 or 6 roles that
Yeah.
people will typically see. And also, just for professional people on platforms like LinkedIn and, Facebook, YouTube, what have you, that are looking at your typical construction podcast or content to just hear from different perspective and voices. Most of the construction podcasts out there, they're ran by men. They're amazing. I'm not saying that they're not. I've learned so much from them. However, I saw some things missing. And so that's how this series has evolved. And, I am very grateful for women like you. And all the women who I have had on, because it has been so inspiring, not just for me and the viewers, but it's an opportunity for me to even send to other young girls who just want to understand what the opportunity is. I spoke at a high school this Thursday, and I had so many girls, way more than a handful, which to me is a lot because
Yeah.
if you look at percentages, right? Raise their hand and ask questions while I was part of the panel and curious about construction. And then when we had the one-on-one about the construction industry and the trades and the opportunities and how much money you could make and apprenticeships and all of the things, I learned so many things about some of these young girls. Some of them wanted to be in the trades because their father was in the
Yeah.
trades or they saw their family members working in the construction industry. Others were interested in not going to college because they are creative and they want to continue to work with their hands. They're music artists. It was a violin and dance school. And so for the principal to know that construction, the transferable skills between music, instruments, and creativity and construction, and how we could really pair that together was brilliant. And, I can send this link now. I told them we're Glow Joy Co. on all platforms. You want to hear from other carpenters, other women in the construction industry? I've already had several, you
Yeah.
know, and it's great. And so you are just such an incredible role model. So modeling is the only thing we didn't talk about. So let's take a couple minutes and talk about that.
Yeah.
So
That.
Outside of your incredible carpentry
Outside,
business.
yes.
Yes.
That's something that came along again. I did it when I was younger, and I did pageants when I was younger. But then, yeah, I stopped.
Mhm.
17 years ago, I stopped. And then, yeah, my son was scouted at the street, so he's modeling also.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, it was, yeah, some people that told me, why aren't you in it anymore? And I said, yeah, no, look, I know I can't be um yeah, a well-known model because I'm too small, I'm too short, I don't have the right measurements.
Right.
But yeah, then they asked me to go into the pageant, the glamour, the Miss Glamour Belgium
Mhm.
pageant. And I said, okay, I don't have nothing to lose, it will be
Right.
something good to be back, yeah, in between women again, because I'm always,
Yes.
yeah, at the job
Around men.
site.
Yes.
So, and yeah, I wasn't yeah, I didn't thought that I would win something, but I did. And now I'm already 2 years in the organization of it, and I give lessons, I give catwalk training, post training for the girls, and also social media training. And yeah, it's it's kind of, yeah, but it's just, it's a different world, it's not the same.
I love it
So
though, and you're
yeah,
also, I'm sure, inspiring women who are in the pageants that will learn your story through just
yeah,
interacting with you, that your day job is carpentry, and maybe we can get more women in the trades that
yeah,
way
it
too.
is. It's even amazing. Last Sunday I gave a catwalk training to the girls, and one of them said like, oh, I saw your other Instagram page. I didn't know you were a carpenter. Oh, it's so cool. And then during the catwalk training, she said like, if you see you walking, you would never think that you're a carpenter. How is it even possible that you do such a manly job and can be so feminine? I said, that's what women do.
That's what women
Because,
do, and they
yeah,
have for so many
it
years.
is. It was,
I
yeah,
I
my
think people
motto.
forget the rosy days, right? When
Yes.
the Industrial Revolution happened and,
Yeah.
women were homemakers, but went to go work in factories and
Yeah.
welded and did
Yeah.
all these things and then went back home and put on a dress and an apron and, hello, women have been doing this forever.
Yes, for ages, it is. It's just like
Yeah.
that, but it's never been seen. It's never been told. It's like when I was on the pageant, my motto also was like, even though what your job is, you just can be glamorous as a woman. You don't have to be a fancy lawyer. You can make your hands dirty and still be a glamorous woman. It doesn't change you. So
I think most of my close friends on online, and I consider you a close friend online, one of these days we're going to meet in person. I think it's amazing that we use the same tool brands and know the tool owners. Shout out to Can-Am Tools and Wolfgang. He sent me a
yes.
picture of you two
Yeah,
together and said, "Hey, Saskia says hi." And I think it's so cool that the tool brand and owners that we work with, we both work with, and love, right? So and are promoting because we use the tools and we love, not because we're getting paid to promote the tools
no,
or any of
no.
that, because Wolfgang is not paying for this
No,
endorsement.
Wolfgang not. He's an
Yeah.
amazing man, though.
He
He
is
is. He's,
incredible and an
yes.
amazing supporter of women
Yeah.
and just people in the trades whatsoever. The amount of tools that this man pours out and gives away for free to people just to help them with their businesses, and the amount of mentorship. I mean,
Yes.
Wolfgang, he is like the real deal. I hope to get
It
him
is.
on here one of these days, you know.
That
So
would be great.
yeah,
Yes.
that would be great. But shout out to tool brands like that are doing their thing. So your modeling crosses over
Yeah.
to your influencer marketing a little bit as well. You have quite a nice following. I know at least on Instagram, you have tens of thousands of followers. And so you've got tool brands like Festool and the clothing brand that we're
Yeah.
talking about, and a few others
Yes.
that you promote. And these are all tools that you use. It's
Yeah.
not like they're,
No.
again,
No.
paying
Yes.
you to
No,
do this,
yeah,
or you get an agreement because you use it.
yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about that, because I think that people also don't know that they could
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
models in the construction
it
industry.
is. Look, it's like with Festool, that's such an acknowledging that I may be partner with them. So that's the dream of every carpenter, getting Festool right behind you, and they did, and and they said like your page is real. That's what we are looking for. You're
Yes,
a
it's so
real
real.
carpenter, so you're
Yes.
doing it. You're doing the job really. You see it. You see that you're just get the handling and things, and I also said, like, I'm not going to advertise because that's not me, but yeah, it's okay. So, and I must say, Block Ladder, Rectavit was a first. So that's a Belgian company. It's
And what do they
also
do?
well known as Sudol. Sudol, and that's all the glue. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
glue, silicones, and all those other things. They were the first ones. So
Okay.
so and it just came along, and then I think if you are really a woman in construction and
Mhm.
you behave like a woman in construction and not a model in construction, and you show what you do, then
Mhm.
you're a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
Because I talk with a lot of other yeah well-known carpenters or tradespeople on Instagram that have an amount of followers, even yes, thousands, hundred thousands of followers, and they say it like you're us one step ahead because you are a woman doing the job, not just showing off your body, but really doing the job. And I have now 7 brands behind me that are really supporting it, and it's standing even in my contracts that I can't. I may not dress like, it has to be real.
It has
You
to be real, yes, and
Yes.
I just signed my first contract as an ambassador with a project management software called Builder Trend. So, shout out to the folks at Builder Trend, which is what we use to run our business. And as a project management company first, and, we do have a drywall and painting company, which is carpentry and finishing. And, we self-perform a lot of that. That's how I got tied into Can-Am Tools, obviously, and a few of the other finishing brands. And obviously, I love the international brands like the ones that you're talking about, because most of our tools do come from Europe,
Yeah.
and Asia also produces a lot of tools and tool brands. So it's just great to see real carpenters, not just an ad in my
Yeah.
face with a list of features telling me why they are using this $3,000 Festool vacuum instead of the $40 one that I can buy at the big box store or online on Amazon. That's just as good as some contractors will say, right? But
Yeah.
no.
No, it's not. It's not just as good. And I must say, before I was had a partnership with Festool. I was kind of fan of another brand. I'm not gonna say the name, but
Right.
you will see it when you scroll on my page. And I thought at the beginning, like, I know Festool is very good because my sanding machines were already from Festool, and I said, yeah, it cost more than the other brands, and I said, why would I change? And then they said, look, you will see. And then they gave me the machines, and I was convinced, easily. It's just, how it fits in your hand is differently. The like just the screwdriver, the way it gets in your hand and it's not shaking as much.
Mhm.
So all those tiny little things that makes a
They matter.
difference. They
Oh,
matter.
it's
Yes.
huge. It's huge.
It's
It
like the
makes a
track
difference.
saw is also, it slides a lot easier than the other ones. It's just how the weight is in the track saw. It's there are so many different things. The little things that makes it, and a vacuum cleaner, you don't get static electrician because of all other brands. Yes, and
I
also
agree.
yes, yeah.
Like, I'm like,
It is.
and you can
You
breathe,
can
right?
breathe.
You
It
can breathe.
is. Yes.
And this is important because tools and equipment are different for men, like not saying like different in terms of how we use them, but like the feeling, like
Yes.
our hands are a little bit smaller, our grip is going to be different, weight
Wait,
matters. All
yes.
yeah, there's a lot of things. People want to say what they want to say. Women can do anything men can do. Yes, we can, but we're still different, okay? And
Yes.
at the
Our
end of
shape
the
is
day,
different.
our
Yeah.
shapes are different, our strength is different, and the way that we just use the tools is sometimes going to be a little bit different. And I have a very good friend, she's a plumber and she does pipe fitting. And, she does some incredibly crazy things as well. And a lot of it has to do with tools and equipment. So I will have to say that one of the reasons that women have been able to advance is because of tool companies and brands that have made tools that are easier to use, not just for men,
Yeah.
but also for
For
the
women.
women.
Yes.
Yeah. And even smaller people who are joining the industry. And likewise, there are brands and workwear brands who cater to extra, extra large men and, women who have different shapes than you and I. And we shout out those brands as well, because
Yeah.
there used to be a time that there wasn't a harness that could hold, a man that weighed over 250 pounds or 280 pounds or whatever, or, different stilts or the scaffolds that we
Yeah.
use. So, PPE, gloves, we've got people on LinkedIn who are chiming in, so there's definitely a lot of folks who agree with us that it is great to just see that we have just come along so many ways. So, shout out to all the tool brands out there. And Festool, if you guys want to send me a free vacuum, I'll take it. Okay.
They're really good. I must say it is. They're one of the best. It's
Yeah.
yeah, and I see it. It's like the same. That's even though men who are working quite a long time with other brands. I had one last week that sent me, look what I bought, and he bought 3 tools of Festool, and he said it's because of you. And I said, yeah, good.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I think that like anything else, you're going to buy a car, you're going to
Yeah,
buy something very expensive. Tools are expensive. Yes, we can write them off as an expense for our business.
but you
And
have to pay it first.
yes, you have to pay it first. So it's really, really important to know that just like you would invest in a good pair of shoes or a good car or whatever is important to you, food, just like you would invest in good food, and hopefully you are. And this is to the tradespeople. Gas station food is not good food.
That's no
Don't,
food.
no, it's not food, it's cardboard. You have to spend for the quality.
Yeah,
And so while some people may not see the value, it's great that the companies are now doing this influencer marketing where real people
yeah.
are using the tools. So for the brands that are doing it right, we love you. For the brands that are not doing it right, shame on you. We talked about that about 30 minutes ago. Hit the rewind button.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it's, it is. And I think it's very good that those brands support us also.
yes.
That they give me the chance, and that they just believe in me, and that they, and it's also like I get messages from women that say, because I saw you doing this, I'm going to try to do this or this at home. So, and that's what I like. Or they ask me, I want to do that, how can I do it, how can I do that? I even have men that ask me that, and that's when I think, yeah, I'm quite good at showing how to do it. And for me, that's good when they come to me. I love teaching. So yeah, that's
It's one
I
of the things I love about your page too, because you do show some of the process and,
yes.
while you're doing it and using the tools. And so for the folks who don't know you, don't follow you on any social media platforms. I went ahead and put in the comments, our media team's gone ahead and put in the comments your Instagram handle so that they can go ahead and follow you on Instagram. And then we also want to make sure that you just give them a shout out, for the folks who are not visually watching this or just listening. Maybe they're driving right now. Where can people find you?
Yeah, especially at Instagram at Van den Berghe Saskia, just my name. I know it's kind of hard to pronounce for you guys, but when you put my name in, normally I show up, I pop up. But that's actually the main page that I'm on, the main platform. I just started to repost everything on Facebook. As just like a couple of weeks because yeah, I only have like a little 1,000 followers over there, so it's not that much.
Mhm.
But I just started it, so we will see. And TikTok, not for me. That's
Well, I will encourage you to also repost some of this stuff on LinkedIn.
yeah,
We've had some incredible LinkedIn influencers join us today, and I know that we'll have some catching the replay. And, I can promise you that most of the clients whose beautiful houses you work on are probably on LinkedIn
yes, they
because
are.
yeah,
Yes,
so
that's right. They are. Yeah, I
they
yes.
are.
Yeah, you can see that I work for just yeah. Um,
Very
yes.
high end clients,
Yeah,
and you
it's
can see the quality of her work behind her, y'all.
yeah.
This is some incredible millwork,
It's
and
scrap.
so yeah, yeah, it's made from scrap, and she's got this beautiful custom paneling and wall, and you do closets and custom kitchens and flooring and all of the things. You do drywall and
Yes.
insulation. I've seen you do everything. I mean, you are a carpenter, but you do many
Yeah.
different things and
Yeah.
run a very, very clean job site, which is another thing that I really admire about you. All of your job sites are very, very clean. I don't know if it's only when your camera's on, but I doubt
No,
it.
it's
I think it's
obsessive.
just, yeah, it looks that way. So, I want to, for the viewers who are in Europe, particularly those in Belgium, because, we want to definitely encourage folks across the globe to follow, like, and subscribe to this channel and to this podcast so that we can get more young women into carpentry like Saskia, get more young women and men, and just any type of person. It
Yeah,
does not matter if you have a pulse and a passion for
go for
construction,
it.
building something, go for it. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter what you look like, whether you have short hair, long hair, whether you're big, tall, skinny, fat, whatever, color, how you identify, what gender you identify as.
doesn't matter.
Nobody cares. Nobody,
No,
all we care about is, can you do the work?
yes.
You know?
Yeah, like I identify myself as a carpenter. That's it.
Yes,
Nothing more, nothing less. So
exactly. And
yeah,
I
in Belgium,
identify
it
myself
even
as a
yes,
contractor.
yeah,
That's
it
it.
is. In Belgium, it even stands on your ID.
Mhm.
The job you're doing is standing on your ID. So my ID says that I'm a carpenter. So I identify myself as a carpenter.
That's incredible. So, I know you worked today and you've taken the time out of the middle of your day to come and join us. We've been
Yes.
on for, wow, almost an hour. I couldn't believe it. But I'm going to give you the rest of your morning back and want to say thank you again for joining us, for telling a little bit about your story, for talking with me about some of the issues with the construction industry and
Yes.
being so open to talking about that and how we can solve and fix some of these issues and encourage young men and women to join the trades. And yeah, for those who aren't following you yet, both here on LinkedIn or on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, please make sure that you follow Saskia
Thank you.
and make sure that you check out her incredible work, because it really is incredible work, and support, the trades and her page and all of that. And if you need tools, hit her up in DM. She might have a discount code for something or some recommendations for you too. So thank you again, Saskia, for being being here. And thank
You're
you to
very welcome.
everybody.
Yes.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.